I got the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship for my MSc. So that was what I used. For my PhD, I'm using a Nigerian-based scholarship. That's the Petroleum Technology Development Fund, PTDF. So those are the ones that are sponsoring my PhD. Okay.
Hello, this is a part two of the scholarship videos, how to get scholarships, how to apply for scholarships. And in this one, we're going to talk about the Commonwealth Scholarship. If you have not watched the previous video where we mentioned the types of scholarships in Nigeria and different kinds of scholarships, you can just check the description. I'm going to attach the link. You can still check the link that will pop up. That is the video, so watch it. And this is a continuation, and this one we're going to talk about the Commonwealth Scholarship in details, everything you need to know. Do you know that if you are on Commonwealth Scholarship, you don't spend a penny? I mean a penny. They even get to pay you. Not just Commonwealth Scholarship, there are other scholarships that they get to pay you to study. I mean, look at it. And they even pay your family, your spouse, your children. They get paid and you don't work. Like, isn't that amazing? So, and of course, I have my guest here with me who is still a beneficiary or who has benefited from Commonwealth Scholarship. And I am Queen Delina Nyako, and in this channel, you're welcome. Talk about life in the UK, job opportunities, opportunities in the UK, living in the UK, and so many other amazing opportunities I bring to this channel. So keep tuned. Remember to subscribe. Yes, do subscribe and hit the notification bell. That's what the Commonwealth Scholarship is about. I've really heard much about Commonwealth, even from you. I've actually heard a lot from you, but can you tell my viewers what the scholarship is about?
So the Commonwealth Scholarship is for citizens from Commonwealth nations. Commonwealth nations are countries that have I don't want to say colonial history, that has a relationship with the United Kingdom.
Countries
So
that have relationship with United Kingdom.
a colonial relationship with United Kingdom.
Okay, so basically countries that were by the Great Britain.
Yeah, the one that is saying that or something like that. Okay. So so
Sorry, countries that have a colonial relationship, in quotes. Let's leave it that way.
something like that. Maybe where the Queen has been head of state. But what happens with the Commonwealth is it fosters that intercultural exchange, okay, between Commonwealth nations. So it's easier for you to move from Nigeria to another Commonwealth nation. So the Commonwealth Scholarship, what it does is to move individuals from all those countries to the UK so that you'll be able to gain experience and knowledge and go back and develop the Commonwealth nation. Okay. So there are 3-4 different types of Commonwealth scholarship. Okay. So you have the main Commonwealth scholarship. Okay. You have the Commonwealth split site, usually PhD. Then you have the Commonwealth shared scholarship. Okay. So with the Commonwealth scholarship, you don't just apply to it. You don't apply to Commonwealth Commission in the UK. Okay. You have to be nominated. Someone needs to say, give this person a scholarship. Okay. So the people that are able to tell the Commonwealth Commission, I want to give Queen a scholarship. Those are called nominating agencies. Okay. So the 3 different scholarships or 4 different Commonwealth scholarships. There's the Commonwealth Rutherford Fellowship. That one is for postdoc. What happens is for the main one, the first one, which is the main Commonwealth scholarship, the nominating agency for Nigerians is the Federal Scholarship Board. Okay. So usually when it's time to apply for Commonwealth scholarship, the Ministry of Education through the Federal Scholarship Board will announce that, oh, people that are interested should go to the Commonwealth website and apply, stating that they want Nigeria to nominate them. When you make your application, the Federal Scholarship Board in Nigeria will organize an interview, okay, to select the best. So when you are selected by the Federal Scholarship Board of Nigeria, they will now send your name to Commonwealth. Okay, they send people's name to Commonwealth. Also, other Commonwealth nations. Ghana is a Commonwealth nation. Kenya is a Commonwealth nation. India is a Commonwealth nation. Those ones are going to also do their nomination and send to Commonwealth. Now, Commonwealth, you mix everything together and then choose the best out of all these countries, okay? And you get a scholarship. The Commonwealth shared scholarship, shared being the keyword. The nominating agency is the university in the UK, okay? So there are selected schools, if you go to the Commonwealth website, that will tell you that we are partners with these particular universities, and these universities can actually nominate you to us to give you scholarship. Commonwealth shared scholarship, the nominating agency is the university within the UK, okay? So if you go to the Commonwealth website, you are going to see the list of their partner universities, which they consider as nominating agency. Also, it will state that for this university, let me use an example, Queen's University, Belfast. Queen University, Belfast, to say, we are going to nominate only individuals that apply to this specific course, okay, or this specific course. So if you want that university to nominate you, you have to apply for that particular course and then notify the university to nominate you to Commonwealth Commission, okay? So the university in the UK plays the role of nominating agency. So apply to them, then ask them to nominate you. Different universities have different approaches for nomination. So some will just tell you, click and say, nominate me. Others you say, make an application so that we'll be able to choose who we are going to nominate. Okay. So that's the Commonwealth.
Means, like, for instance, if I want to apply to this Queen's University, for instance, maybe they are giving scholarship on food science. So what I will do is, I don't have to go to the scholarship board in Nigeria. So all I have to do is to just go to the university, apply for that food science, and then notify the university to tell them that I have applied for this course and they should nominate you for Commonwealth scholarship, right?
That's very simplistic. So when I say notify them, there is an application process to notify them, okay? So it's either the university wants you to apply through their website for the Commonwealth scholarship, or some universities will refer you to the Commonwealth page. These are two different scholarships. They will advertise them two different times. They will advertise them separately. You can actually apply for two of them. You get? So the Commonwealth scholarship on one hand and the Commonwealth shared on a separate hand, they are two completely different scholarships. Okay? So the Commonwealth, you apply through Nigeria. The Commonwealth shared, you apply through the university in the UK. For individuals that are lecturers in Nigeria, okay, or working with one or two NGOs, selected NGOs, your university in Nigeria can actually nominate you if you are working for them. For Commonwealth scholarship, the main Commonwealth scholarship, okay, your university can nominate you. Well, not all universities, the good schools. The list of universities that can nominate you are also on the Commonwealth website, okay? All right. And then, of course, you have
Commonwealth shared and Commonwealth scholarship. The shared, do you have to pay anything, or all of them, they are 100% scholarship?
They're all 100%. The reason why it's called shared is because Commonwealth is sharing it with the university in the UK. They're sharing the expenses with
responsibility.
The UK. Yes, not with you. So all of them, all Commonwealth scholarship are fully funded, unless otherwise stated by the Commission.
Okay. So what are the requirements to meet up with these scholarships? Like, do you have to be a first class? Do you have to be a second class upper? Do you have to do a certain course? Do you, like, you understand, what are the eligibility, what are the requirements for this scholarship?
So for most scholarships, yeah, if you're still in school, honestly, if you are still doing an undergraduate, try and get a first class. It really helps. If you're unable to get a first class, get a 2-1. Try and get a 2-1. That's where most scholarships are going to consider you. Only few scholarships you consider a 2-2. If you're in the Polytechnic, that means you should get a distinction or you get an upper credit. Only very few scholarships consider second class lower and lower credit. The only one I'm aware of currently is NDDC.
Okay.
They
What
accept
about,
with you.
what about maybe someone who did a full-time or a part-time program and they all have degree, right? Does it really matter?
Full-time and part-time doesn't really matter. As long as you're a degree holder, you're a degree holder.
Okay.
Okay. The mode of study does not
matter.
really matter. So when you want to apply, the first thing you need to get right is your mental state, because honestly, it needs a bit of concentration, and you need to write statements, and you also need to know that there are so many scholarships out there. Also, there are so many individuals looking for the scholarship. There's the possibility that you're going to apply for one and you're not going to get it. If you don't get it, you move and apply for the next one. In fact, what I try to tell people is, once you apply, you forget about it and start applying for the next one.
Yes.
And keep applying for the next one. If you get more than one, you can decline it. Don't apply for one and wait for the outcome to come out before you apply for another one. Okay. So you need to get that focus. Then you need to get an international passport. Okay. You go to any federal secretariat in Nigeria, you request for one. I know booklets are hard to come by, but try and get an international passport. I mean, if someone gives you a scholarship and you don't have a passport, you're not leaving the country.
You're not serious.
Yeah. And most scholarships, the first thing they will ask you is your identity, and the preferred identification method is your international passport. So get your international passport. Number 2, get your statement of results. Well, if you can, get your certificate, but if you don't have your certificate, the statement of result is enough. Okay. Then request for your transcript. Even if it is student copy, request, you need your transcript. Without your transcript, nobody will give you a scholarship. So you need to get your transcript. You need to get it scanned. I don't advise people to keep sending transcripts to each university they apply to, because it's expensive. Okay. Just get one, scan it, save it in your computer. When you're making the application, you upload it. They are going to accept your scanned copy. The only time they will ask you for the physical copies, maybe when you are coming to do clearance, you're already in the UK, you want to do the clearance or registration or whatever it's called. Okay. So use the scanned copy. And well, passport photograph. Everyone has a passport photograph. And then you need to do a bit of introspection. You have to ask yourself, why do you want to do the why do you want to do the program? Why are you qualified for this scholarship? What are your previous experiences? How does your previous studies how does it prepare you for this new one you want to do? What is the benefit to your country and to yourself in undertaking this scholarship and this program? So you need to ask yourself these questions, because these are what are going to make up the core of your personal statement. Okay. And they're going to ask you that. They're going to ask you all of this. Once you have all of these requirements, I mean, you're good to go. Get good internet and you apply. That's it.
Okay, so can you tell us, yes, I've got my international passport, I've got my transcript, I've got my good personal support statement. How do I apply now? So let's go to the main thing now. How do I apply? Because, okay, at least for this Commonwealth, how do I apply?
Sure. I would say make a list of the universities and the scholarships you want to apply for. What I'm going to tell you is this. If you want to travel with a scholarship, only apply for courses that have a scholarship attached to it. So that as you're applying for that course, you're applying for the scholarship. Okay. Don't apply for a course that will give you admission and then you don't have any means of funding it. So something like the Commonwealth Commission and the Commonwealth Scholarship. just like it, most scholarships, there is a window of application. Okay. Usually that window starts late September. A lot of the good scholarships will even close in November. The good ones will close in December. In January, there's nothing left. So you can start now and start getting your requirements ready. Start getting your transcript, start getting your international passport. Then you need to register to some of these websites that give information when it is time to apply. You don't want to apply for a scholarship 2 days to the deadline. You most likely will not get it because you'll be in a hurry. You need to write your statement and rewrite it. So even if you go on Facebook, you're going to see some pages. At least I know one I used to follow them. They call themselves Scholars for Dev. There's another one that is called Scholarship Hub. There's another one that is the Scholars Hub. Basically, if you just go on Facebook and search around, or even do a basic Google search, you're going to see a lot of those websites. If you go to Nairaland, you're going to see scholarships updates also. Okay, so you need to anticipate when the scholarships you come out, so that you'll be able to apply before the deadline. Okay.
Okay, so how do you do
So
the
when you want to
application?
apply, let me use Commonwealth Scholarship for an example. You go to the Commonwealth page. You select the type of Commonwealth you want. Let's say, for example, you want to apply for the Men Commonwealth. You go to Commonwealth Scholarship. You click on apply. The eligibility information will come out there. Are you eligible? Yes, you're eligible. You are from Nigeria. Do you have a 2-1? Yes, I have a 2-1. That is it. You click on apply. They'll ask you to register. You register with your email address and your phone number. And then the questions will start coming one by one. Personal, identify yourself. You identify yourself, your qualification, you put in your qualification, upload your transcript, upload your statement of results. They will now start asking you, okay, upload your personal statement. Usually with Commonwealth, each question they ask you, they will tell you what they expect you. Okay. So for example, one of the questions they are going to ask is, what is your short-term plan? What do you want to achieve in the next 2 years? Okay. Now you have to think, this course I want to study, why was it chosen? Because the Commonwealth is for development. How will the knowledge you gain from this scholarship, how is it going to impact your nation? So you frame that your personal goal should be able to line with the aim of your funder. Are you getting me? So that you tell them and you actually do what they want you to do with the knowledge you've gained. After that, they ask you, what motivates you? Right? What motivates you? Why do you want to do this? You get? So basically, it's straightforward. The applications are straightforward, but you need to be articulate and your English needs to be on point. Okay? So you make your applications. They ask you, how does your previous knowledge feed into what you want to study? Of course, only you knows that. You write it down. There's also word limits. So
Speaking of your English, do you need an IELTS to apply for this scholarship? And again, you're talking about your course. You have said something about your course. So does it mean that as a nurse now, if I want to apply for this scholarship, I have to go and start looking for nursing? I mean, because obviously I know when you want to study masters and you want to be close to this kind of thing, you have to choose something that is health related to. So for instance, if I studied physics, I know I am a scientist, right? um what do they call them? So let me say if I study physics or mathematics, I'm a physical scientist, right? So
yeah.
Shebi, so I can actually apply to courses that revolved around, like,
Yeah, I understand your question. So me, for example, my first degree was in microbiology. Okay. So for most people that did microbiology, they go and do a master's in industrial microbiology, biotechnology, medical microbiology. You get?
yeah.
So But Commonwealth, I was able to get advanced food safety from Commonwealth, okay,
Okay.
which is a completely, well, yeah, I wouldn't say unrelated, but it's actually going away from the microbiology. So I had a friend from Ghana. He studied psychology, okay, and he came to London and he did economics in London School of Economics.
He
The
studied
key,
psychology and he did economics.
yeah, I mean, I studied microbiology and did my PhD in chemical engineering. It doesn't matter. Education is interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary collaboration. All you need to do is to show that your previous knowledge is in alignment with what you want to study now. Okay? You get me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you can
you don't
switch, you
try to
can
limit
switch fields.
yourself.
Yes, you can switch fields. So I'm going to say apply to your strength. If you can, apply to what you are used to. If you can compete there, compete. But if not, if you see someone that is funding a different field, by all means, if you studied history, there's nothing stopping you from coming to do a master's in conflict resolution.
Yes, yes.
So if you want to do conflict resolution and you want to apply to something like NLNG, you are going to cite that the reason why you want to do that is because of bunkering, pipeline vandalization, and unrest that is going on in the Niger Delta. Okay? You link up your history that you studied, tell them that you already have a knowledge of how conflicts escalate through the history that you've studied. You know ways that it can be used for resolution. Then that's why you want to do the conflicts, whatever.
Resolution. Yeah.
Okay? If you studied, if you're a lawyer, if you're a lawyer, there's nothing that stops you from studying environmental science. Okay? You just need to show that you have to use environmental law to do whatever it is that they do when there is oil spillage to compensate communities or whatever like that. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So you need to be articulate. You need to link the previous one. Overall, IELTS is not compulsory, although there are some universities that are going to put that English language requirement. So you can actually say that English is your first language, and that's the truth. English is the first language of Nigeria. A lot of schools usually will ask you, they'll give you a conditional offer of admission, and then they'll ask you to send your WAEC scratch card for them to verify, because you say English is your first language and you did WAEC. That should cover it. For scholarships also, you can just simply say that English is your first language. But the truth is, if you have that 80,000 or 85,000, if you really have it, you should write the IELTS. Okay, it's going to give you a competitive advantage over others. So in a case where 50 people apply, 40 are saying English is our first language, they don't have evidence that they can speak English, and you upload an IELTS with, let's say, a minimum score of 7.0, and all of them, is clear that English, you know how to speak English. So for that one, you've surpassed others that are claiming that English is their first language. So all I'm saying is this: if you have the money and you can write it, go ahead and write it. But if you don't write it and you don't have it, it shouldn't be a limiting factor. You should as well apply and state categorically that English is your first language. I know a lot of people that have gotten it without
That's
writing
fine.
IELTS. Yeah. So that's that.
Thank you very much, Kosi. Thank you very, very much. And you really answered all my questions.